Alright, hello myself. Today I'm going to shoot a video of myself speaking some articles in a relaxing jazz music background. Right? It's been a long time. I haven't shot a video because I was up to the ears with all the things related to my job and my military duty. So yeah, it's been a long time, and today is the celebration of Vuong Commemoration Day. This holiday, right? So I don't go to work today. I don't have any music production project to deal with, and I don't have any tutoring session also. So it's been a pretty productive day so far. So I have done a bunch of tasks since this morning, and now is 20 past 5 p.m. Okay, the video shooting will be about reading email from the Monday.com weekly, the 321 newsletter from James Clear, who is the author of a very famous book, Atomic Habits. So I've got it with me here. This is the Vietnamese translated version of the Atomic Habits, right? And for the past 1 year, I didn't read any newsletter from James Clear. I stopped that habit quite long ago. So now it's time to restart these reading habits and these video shooting habits, because I'm going to fight for the 8.5 IELTS in the next few months. So I would force myself into these learning and practicing habits. I will force myself to be disciplined, and I will achieve my IELTS dream score at all cost. So okay, without further ado, let's begin. Now, the 321 newsletter on finding someone wonderful, emphasizing your strength and letting go, sent by James Clear on April 23rd, 2026. 3 ideas from me. 1. Exceptional people are rare. When you find someone wonderful, invest in them. When you find a great employee, pay them well. When you find a great friend, prioritize the relationship. When you find a great spouse, outlove them each day. Relationships are probably the most important part of life. Take care of the great ones. 2. You must be willing to let go of the last action and pour yourself fully into the next action. And 3. The problem with keeping your options open is that every option requires energy to hold, and a shell full of and a shelf full of maybes is often heavier than a hand holding one. Yes, put something down. Okay. So I think I can relate to the advice number 1 and number 2. So next, 2 quotes from others. So 3 ideas, 2 quotes, and 1 question. So this is sort of the style of the newsletter by James. Now, the first quote, philosopher Lao Tzu. which is Lao Tzu in Vietnamese, on happiness. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there's nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Okay? Source from Tao Te Ching. The second quote, the psychologist Abraham Maslow on maturity. The most mature human beings are also childlike. That's not as contradictory as it sounds. The most mature people are the ones who can have the most fun. They are able to regress at will. Hold on, let me check. Okay, regress at will. They can become childish and play with children and be close to them. It's no accident, I think, that children generally tend to like them and get along with them. Involuntary. Okay, sorry, I mispronounced that. I didn't use this word quite often. Involuntary, right? Involuntary regression is, of course, a very dangerous thing, but voluntary regression seems to be characteristic of very healthy people, sourced by emotional blocks to creativity. So, those are the two quotes from famous people, right? So, one question for you, for me. Which of your strengths have you been under deploying? Okay. Until next week. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, co-founder of Authors Equity. Okay, thank you. So that's it for this. That's it for the newsletter. Let's move on to the Monday.com weekly. Okay, so this is also a kind of newsletter sent to me weekly, and it's a thread of very short captions and like it's like a short Instagram post, right? It's a summary of the long articles into just one paragraph, and I will choose and select which one is the most relevant to my knowledge and what I want to learn about. Okay, so there you go. Let's talk about climate. Extreme weather is becoming a workplace problem. Most businesses treat extreme weather as an operational issue, but new research suggests the human impact runs much deeper. In a survey across nearly 20 countries, 66% of respondents experienced at least one extreme weather event in the last 6 months, and 22% said it caused them to miss work, rising to 35% among workers aged 18 to 34. The ripple effects on productivity, health, and finances are significant. Yet, most organizations aren't accounting for them. Deloitte warns that companies ignoring household-level weather disruption may be systematically underestimating their exposure. Deloitte suggests that interventions like flexible scheduling, emerging leave, and transit assistance could go a long way, and that organizations who get ahead of this now will be better positioned to retain a resilient, loyal workforce as conditions worsen. So that's a short paragraph about extreme weather and its relationship to the workplace. Okay. Let's see, what can I talk about? Right. Um, Here it is. So, how can you stay effective and energized when so much is being asked of you? Be more selective. When everything feels important, you feel the need to be involved in everything, which will likely become unsustainable. Instead, start being more deliberate about where your presence actually adds value. There are moments where your input will move things forward quickly, and others when your team can handle it without you. For example, you may choose to stay closely involved in early stage planning or high stakes decisions, but step back during the execution phase. Creating space doesn't mean stepping back completely. It means choosing where to engage so you can show up with more focus and energy when it matters most. The key question is, where does your involvement truly make a difference and where can you step back? Why? Um, Reading these are helpful and have, you know, an essential impact on my pronunciation and my fluency. So yeah, it's fun. Yeah. The next section focus on progress. When expectations are high, everything might feel urgent. An environment that creates a reactive mindset, where you're constantly moving from one task to the next without a clear sense of progress, is where you want to shift your mindset. Regularly step back and identify what actually moved forward, what decisions were made, what problems were solved, what progress did your team make. Asking these retrospective questions helps you and your team stay grounded in outcomes rather than urgency. It also creates a sense of momentum, which is a key driver of motivation and energy over time. Key questions. Are you measuring your days by how busy they feel or by the progress that's actually being made? Wow. That's astonishingly, that's surprisingly impressive when I read it, right? So, okay, I think the last section for this Monday weekly newsletter would be use AI to get unstuck. One of the more subtle drains on your energy is getting stuck. Whether it's drafting a plan, preparing for a conversation, or solving a tricky problem, those moments can take more out of you than you expect. AI can be a useful tool here, not to replace your thinking, but to help you move it forward. You can use it to generate a rough starting point, explore alternative approaches, or pressure test your ideas when you feel stuck. Even a quick prompt can help you get out of the mental loop and regain momentum. Over time, having this thought partner reduces friction in your day and helps preserve your creative energy for the decisions that matter most. The final key question is, where could you use AI to get unstuck instead of pushing through on your own? So that's the end of the Monday.com weekly on April 21st, 2026. Let's move on to the final reading session, reading source of today's video, right? So one of my all-time favorite go-to reading resource is the Economist magazine. It is truly a life-saving reading resource because not only it provides the detailed and advanced reading sources, news sources for the reader, and it also offers very useful phrases and reporting statements that is extremely relevant to the IELTS writing task 1 for IELTS students. For example, I can open the Economist magazines, and I can copy these structures, the reporting phrases that the author used, and apply it into my own task 1 writing, which is incredibly effective, right? Because it's native speakers writing style. So let's move on to the topic. So the Economist magazine is divided into the subtopics, right? And here's consumer goods, midlife crisis in the business section. Okay, this is just 2 columns in this page, so I will spend time reading all of them, right? Because as I said previously, it's been a long time since the last video, so, and today is also a holiday, so why not? No, it's just a way to practice, right? So, consumer goods, midlife crisis, how millennial brains lost their mojo. Though still doubting that investors' exuberance for artificial intelligence is straying into irrational, received further evidence on April 15 when Allbirds, a wool sneaker brand that took off among Silicon Valley millennials a decade or so ago, announced a plan to remake itself as a provider of AI computing infrastructure. Okay, bear with me here. The structure of this sentence is quite complicated. Let me figure it out. Examine the grammar behind this statement. Doubting that the main verb here is straying into, okay? Irrational receive. When Allbirds, okay, Allbirds announced a plan. Alright, this is quite a complicated structure, and let's move on. The share price of the company, which will be renamed Newbird AI, briefly soared by more than 800%, and has since settled at roughly 4 times its pre-announcement level. The reaction was also a striking indictment of the prospects facing the business before its metamorphosis. Oh, this is quite an eccentric word. Since its peak in November 2021, shortly after it went public, Allbirds had lost 99% of its market value. It's not the only brand that soared in the 2010s on the back of enthusiasm from young shoppers, only to come crashing back down in the past few years. Firms such as Glossier, a beauty label, Warby Parker, a spectacle merchant, and Dollar Shave Club, a seller of razors, built thriving businesses by advertising and selling products directly over the internet to millennials. At their peak, several commanded valuations in the billions of dollars, but they have not aged well. Okay, allow me to drink some water here. My throat is dry and drained. Okay. Now let's finish this column. These once buzzy millennial brands were built on two ideas. The first was that many products widely thought to require consumers to see them in person before making a purchase could in fact be sold online, saving on the cost of running a physical store. Warby Parker lent customers glasses frames to test at home. Casper, a mattress brand, guessed that consumers did not actually need to jump up and down on the product before buying it. The second idea was that mastery of social media would allow these brands to drum up interest in their products without requiring the costly ad campaigns of yore. Glossier, for example, package its wares in colorful bubble wrap, spurring customers to post unboxing videos on Instagram that provided free publicity. At first, the business model led to rapid growth, but success has been more difficult to sustain. These brands had a free lunch during their infancy because interest rates were low and the cost of acquiring customers on social media was cheap, argues Daniel Corsten of IE Business School in Spain. Neither remains true. The tide of venture capital funding has receded as interest rates have risen and investors have shifted their attention to AI. At the same time, online advertising has become saturated and online forcing companies to pay more to reach shoppers. The cost to brands of acquiring new customers online rose by 40 to 60% between 2023 and 2025, depending on the channel, notes Mr. Colston. Partly as a response, many millennial brands have built a physical retail presence in the past few years. Competition has also stiffened. Large incumbents have raised their game online by learning from the millennial brands, points out Camille Moore, who runs a branding consultancy. What is more, a new generation of upstarts has emerged, often led by celebrities hoping to cash in on their legions of followers on social media. Wrote a lip gloss brand founded in 2022 by Hailey Bieber, wife of Justin Bieber, in case you don't know, was sold last year to ELF Beauty, a cosmetics business for as much as $1 billion. Allbirds is unique among its peers in abandoning consumer goods altogether, but other millennial brands have suffered existential crisis of their own. Casper, which went public in February 2020, was taken private in November 2021 after losing around 70% of its value over the period. Glossier has reportedly tried to sell itself, but been unable to find a buyer. Unilever, a consumer products conglomerate, bought Dollar Shave Club in 2016 for $1 billion, but sold a majority stake to a private equity firm in 2023, reportedly at a much lower valuation. We lost our edge, we lost our vibe, the brand's boss mopped last year. Gone are the days of rapid growth for millennial brands. Now they must learn from their older incumbents how to keep customers they have won, argues Ms. Moore. The next generation of young upstairs is hot on their heels. Right, so this is the latest is that an episode what is it? Like the latest what is called the latest magazine, right, from the Economist. This is published weekly. Okay, so this one is from April 25 to May the 1st, 2026. You can see how hilarious this cover is. Okay, so I will end the video here. Right, it's been how many minutes? It's precisely 27 minutes of speaking and reading, right? Even though I don't remember much of what I have read, but as I said, it's a way to practice pronunciation, and I can be immersed into these English reading resource and content to, you know, as it prepares me to, you know, do well in the next IELTS test. And in the past, such habits did wonders for my IELTS learning journey. So that's why I still, you know, just come back to these habits as a way to improve my English skills, you know, effectively. So, you know, it's been long. I haven't shot a video, so that's why my fluency, my spontaneous speaking is a bit, you know, boring. But I promise as it progresses, day in day out, it will be improved, and I will make the following episodes shorter and more, you know, fluently. Okay, so yeah, that's the reading speaking video. Is the 26th of April 2026. Okay, I will upload this video onto YouTube. Okay, goodbye for now.